It's so weird. 'Cause, like, I was always used to getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, crack of dawn, everything. Comedy has made me work so hard, but it's also made me so lazy.
Funny combination, that isn't it? Because you have like sort of long nights and long days, but that's the actual daytime process changes a bit through the comedy, I think.
Yeah, like you really become more nocturnal because like I always think like with comedy, about 20-30% of it is the stage. The rest of it is like the networking, the marketing, the
Yeah,
social media, all that. So I
yeah.
always try and stay to the end, see every comedian, and also talk to people.
Maybe even less than 20%. It's like there's so much of it in the writing, in the booking gigs, getting to know people, the networking. There's so much of it that goes on around outside of it that before you get into it, you've got no idea about really. And it's working all those things out as well as working out, trying to make people laugh.
Yeah, I mean, that's tends to be the hardest bit. Well, Matt, cheers for coming on, brother. This will come out on 4th of November, but me and Matt gigged together yesterday.
You did for the
Yeah,
second.
I was a tag along, and I ended up jumping on. How did you find it?
It was all right. It was quite a nice one. It was my second one in the week. I had a real good one on the Monday, and then the one on it was a Wednesday. It was good fun. It was quite a nice room. Like it sort of filled out by the time we got on a few of the thought about gone home, hadn't they? But it's buzzy. It was fun, and I think with those ones, even when it's like quite tough because you're in a pub competing with Champions League football, a few other
Yeah,
tables, you just got to crack on, get in there, do it, and take what you can out of it. And you were on before me, and you brought quite a lot of energy to it, which is always helpful. And I tried to just be upbeat and do that as well, and just keep it going for who was there. So yeah, it's fun. I enjoyed it.
I saw a lot of silly mistakes last night from comedians, and most of it was just with the microphone.
A lot of holding the microphone down here,
Yeah,
like hold,
we about 4 meters from the stage, and half of them you couldn't even hear. Now
yeah.
I gave Ben that microphone and stand.
It's a good mic as well.
Fucking right, exactly. So there's no excuse for it.
Yeah,
Like, I,
it
I,
was. There was a little bit of that, and it's a bit. I don't know. It's just learning, isn't it?
yeah,
You've got to
but
try and make as many people as possible. Hold it up there, be loud, and
but I can't. I don't know why. Like I am not a diva in any way, but I hate wired microphones.
yeah,
I don't know why, but I just like wires. I feel like it's more a cappella. I know it's a completely different wrong word to use, but do you know what I mean? You just could you've got complete free roam to go anywhere you want almost.
yeah. I mean, I don't mind. It's like having a microphone in my hand. Either way, just give me one.
Yeah. I apologise for my little shout out. Like,
Oh mate, no. Do you know what? That's funny though, because it's interesting you say that because I actually quite liked it. So what happened was I was doing a joke. You totally stepped all over a punchline, but it was funny, so it was fine, and it kind of gave me something to play with. So I don't mind a
yeah,
little bit of that from the audience because at first when I started doing it, I used to be sort of scared of the audience. I felt it was almost like me against them. It felt like, but the
yeah,
more I do it, the more relaxed I feel, and the more I kind of like to do some of that stuff and have a bit of energy back from the audience. It's part of it, isn't it? It's part of the whole thing. So that's
yeah.
fun. It's fine. It was funny. So
I,
well done.
I, I was quite proud of it, to be honest. When you said that, I thought, shit, have I just stole his punchline?
No, it was a different punchline. So you got your one in, I got my one in.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I
fine.
ran away after that.
No, my mate, it's good.
But that's what I sort of love. Like what I'm sort of getting a little bit more of, which I quite like, is like the more banterish amongst other comedians. Like not as stiff anymore. Just going there, having a laugh.
Yeah, that takes time, doesn't it? That's experience, and I've only just started to feel that more recently. It's like last night, I didn't feel nervous before I went on stage. Like I said, one Monday, I didn't feel like nervous. Normally, when I first started, the first 10 gigs, like all day, I'd be like, oh God, I don't want to do it. I want to go home. Why am I even doing this for? This is awful. And then you get on stage and it's fine. But now the nerves are sort of just going, and I'm enjoying it. I want to be up there. I want to do it. It's fun. So yeah, it gets. I think anyone who's watching this and like, I'm only my first gig, 2 gigs, like just plow through, get through. It does get easier. It does get more fun.
It does get easier, and you just become more natural on stage, and it really does transpire. Because Joe, I haven't changed my set much up. I chuck in a few new jokes, but the opening fat bit I've done since my first ever gig,
Yeah,
and it didn't get any laughs for the first 4 gigs. But it's all just sort of like now how I deliver it, and the fact that I don't care on stage as much.
that's it. And people know, but they sort of maybe they get a sense of who you are more as well when you go on stage. So I think like when I first went on stage, I was quite cold and didn't really connect very well. I don't think with the audience. I think I'm still, I'm getting better at it, getting better at being myself on stage rather than like kind of almost a character. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It just takes a bit of time to find out who that is, doesn't it? And what you
Okay.
can.
Well, we'll go all the way back then. I usually start this out by doing the basic bitch questions. The who, what, why, where, when,
Yeah,
Chief Indian how.
yeah.
Um, when do we start comedy, Matt? Why? What gave you the delusion to get up on stage and try and make people laugh?
Good delusion. Delusion is a good word. Well, mine starts back a long way, and then there's a big gap. So I did my first gig probably about 25 years ago,
Okay.
working on a local newspaper in Ipswich, where I grew up. And there was a competition that the paper was like sponsoring or media partner with. And the organisers wanted somebody from the newspaper to just do it, just for like a link up so they could write a story about their experience. So
Okay.
I was young and naive and like a bit cocky, thought, yeah, I can do that. So I did it, and I think it was about 15 minutes. It was like a long set for like a
Well,
first one.
first off, that's it. Yeah.
But maybe I've changed that in over history, but it feels like it was a long time. It wasn't 5; it was definitely longer than that. And I did it, and it went well, as often first gigs often do, right? It went really well. Loved it. Got through to the final, which I wasn't really supposed to do because I was meant to be just there for the story. Did the final was my second gig a few weeks later. Another long set, quite a big crowd. Came second, and stupidly thought, ah, should have won it. And then I just stopped. Like got a bit of a pathetic sulk. Life took over,
Yeah.
family, girlfriends, work careers, all of that stuff sort of took precedent. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, it's just nagging. It's just nagging at me. I want to do it. I want to do it. So last year, thought, I'm going to finally do it. Like I'm much older now, but I've always wanted to do it. And I kind of wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, and that you're never too old. You can do these things later in life if you want to.
Yeah.
So I signed up, did a course, did my show.
Oh, okay, okay. So we came via a course. Can I ask what course?
Yes, absolutely. I did Angel with
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, nice one.
Luke Toulson. It was brilliant. Met some lovely people on the course. Learned loads of stuff. Did the showcase. Really, really enjoyed it. Really good experience. And then did a few gigs after that. Stopped again for about 6 months, and then this year I've kind of stuck at it for a bit longer.
Okay. Well, I know, like with the comedy courses, the showcasing, it's an easy room.
Do the showcases.
Yeah.
The showcase is a very supportive gig, and it's a good way. I mean, it's not a very realistic representation of what it's like there doing open mic
That's what
stuff.
I'm saying. Snap back to reality then, and then,
Yeah. Oh
then
yeah, it's lovely. You get you have. I didn't have anybody there actually because I didn't really want anyone to see me.
yeah.
But I had their friends and family there, and it was like it's a Bill Murray, so very really nice venue, packed, and they laugh at everything. They laugh at your setups. They laugh at your punchlines. They laugh. They just laugh because they're not
They're
gonna.
not a real comedy crowd almost. That's all
They're
supposed
just,
to
it's
be
just
there.
a sort of bunch. It's a bit like doing a wedding speech. Do you know what I mean? When you like when everyone, oh my dog's going. When you have everyone's on your side, basically, it's like that. And then of course when you go out and do other gigs, it's not always that way, is it? So it's a good way into it, but it's not really it's not really a true reflection of the open mic scene or doing that
Yeah,
sort
you
of thing.
sort of get snapped back to reality a little bit, playing in front of a man and his dog, and just like, oh, okay. But
Yeah,
I'd rather play in front of like two people who want to be there than 20 people who don't.
totally agree with you. And it was to an extent, but the one last night was an example of that. It ended up being quite a small crowd, but they were up for it, so it was still fun.
I mean, I'd still say there was about 20 in the audience.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. But yeah, it was fine. It was absolutely fine. But they were engaged and
Okay.
they wanted to enjoy it. But sometimes you have people just they're there and then they don't want to laugh, or
Yeah.
they're there. It's like okay, so it's going to be tough. Isn't it?
Well, I've so noticed that some like with some audience members, some they go there and I mean, because there was the big girl and the bald guy right at the front,
Yeah.
and you look at her, she'll laugh.
Yes. Yeah.
She was a self esteem booster, and the other her husband was like a bit. Well, I'd say he was a bit more just like a shoulders guy, but he was vocal about it.
You
And
see,
there's one thing I've sort of realised that in comedy, not everyone's going to be a laugh out louder.
well, I'm not really a laugh out loud at that
I'm
much.
not.
And it takes quite a lot to get me to laugh. I still enjoy it. I still like it, and as like I try to give more, but it's just that's just the way I am. It takes a lot to make me really really laugh out loud.
Well, I always feel like a wanker because I always go, huh, good joke.
But that's yeah, I do.
And that's all, but that's just me appreciating the art. Like,
That's comedians, isn't it? If you do a gig, and I've done plenty of work, mainly like comedians in the back of a room, they're like overtaking notes or thinking about what they're going to do. You might just get a nod of appreciation. It can be quite they can be quite tough at times.
do you do that? Because I really want to delve into the writing on this one. Obviously with your job, but do you see when I get to a gig, I won't write.
No.
I will. I'll go like so. Obviously, I weren't meant to do yesterday, so I was like, Ben gave me a 7, so I was like, okay. So I was like, right, I'm gonna do that one, that one, that one, that one. But then I think other than if you start writing down at the back of the room all that, I think you get in your head and you overthink it.
I think what I'm trying to do more of now is just to have something when I come on stage to say like about the night or something that's happened previously, just like just a little gentle opener to work into the set. But I certainly wouldn't do much more than that. I don't think I've got my set. I know what I'm going to sort of talk about. Yeah, in advance.
Like, do you always change your open then, or is it pretty concrete?
Well, I mean, I tried to move things around, see where they work. I've got like one quite reliable one that normally works as an opener. If I go somewhere new, I'd normally do that. But there's a few places I've done a few times. I try different things. I've never really done exactly the same set twice. I've always got like new stuff that I'm trying. So maybe don't try too much. I don't know, but like I said, I like writing. I really enjoy writing it and seeing the response that you get from it.
Yeah, I mean, like, what was my open last night? Oh, I'm loving the Can I get 3 cheers for the Labour government right now?
Yeah, you think it great too and says a response. My dog is getting crazy. Sorry about
No, I mean, no,
that.
I love that one because it's instantly I thought, let's start off with a boo, and then,
Yeah.
and then it can only get better.
No, it's true. I think you're onto a winner there at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm having. Oh, what's the other one I have with? Oh, there's no women on the bill. Oh, so you just got a fat guy with tits instead.
Yeah, that you did that last night. That went well. That was good.
That's,
Good
that's
start.
simple, but like I always say, because like before I started comedy, I wanted to be the smartest writer.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I wanted to do the comedian jokes,
yeah.
but more and more lately, I'm just getting the guilty pleasure of the low hanging fruit.
I mean, you got to take what works, right? And whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's whatever feels right for you as well, doesn't it? It's like sometimes I write something that I think great, doesn't go well, and I do something that I think's average and it sort of kills. I'm like, why? What is that? Why is that? I don't really get it. It's sometimes hard to tell your own jokes, isn't it?
Yeah,
When you
well,
get,
I wrote a joke a bit, and I've only done it a couple of times, and I've retired it already because it's just not hitting. But to me, when I wrote it, I thought this is the greatest joke of all time, and it's a simple joke. So basically, it's, when I was in Spain earlier, a couple of months back, the Germans were really good at claiming the sunbeds,
yes.
and so I tried to do it as sort of like the Germans like conquering the West by
Oh,
sunbeds. Like the French were in the middle, their sunbeds, they were lost by noon. A couple of English lads, they stood up to the Germans. Germany would have won the war if they put a sunbed in Moscow.
nice. Yeah. So it's proper, like like historical lesson as well.
But I'd done it like 2, 3 times, and it just didn't work. Like, do you think like sometimes like if you've got a joke and it's not working, how many times will you try and rewrite it? How much effort will you put into it, or does it get demoralising quite quickly?
There's,
You're
I mean,
like,
there's been some that I've dropped immediately because like that just didn't work. But normally, if it's like there's something there, you can say like there's a laugh, but there could be more. I'd give it at least 3 goes, I think. And then if after 3 goes, but then it's still there in your file, right? You can always come back to it. There's been stuff that I've left for like 6 months and come back. Actually, you know what? Maybe there's another way of looking at that. So it's sort of it all sits in there. It's all stuff you can go back to and try again in a slightly different way. But no, if there's a joke, I'll try it 3 times. And if after 3 times it's really not working, I'll probably move on for the time being.
and how many jokes would you say actually make it off the book?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, well done. Unless I'm a journalist, so I'm used to asking the questions. So that is a real compliment that you should take.
Double
I,
back then.
I don't know, probably about half, maybe
Okay.
a third. I don't know. There's stuff there. There's some stuff there that you write because I've got different ways of writing. I used to do a lot of one-liners where I start from the punchline and kind of work back, sort of wordplay sort of things. And now I'm writing slightly differently in terms of like just trying to write like on a subject and just write out a load of stuff, things about it, things about something else, just try and connect it up. So it's like can be sort of stream of consciousness, and then just take bits that work. So from that you might just give one joke, two jokes, maybe nothing.
Okay, so
get it all out and see what sticks.
Helicopter going over, coming for me. So we sort of write all out then to the brainstorming. So Joe, let's try something here. It's like I've never done on the pod before. Let's try and write a joke together.
Dog's interested. I'll try and write a joke. Okay. All right. I'd say something else though, and this is not. I'll do it, but I am not a very good collaborator of writing stuff. I am very much in my little space doing it by myself, because when you do course and things, they try and get you to write in groups. Like I don't, But let's try it. Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, okay, because okay, let me do this one first. When it comes to comedy, do you do the Seinfeld? Do you sit down for I'm going to do half hour a day, or is it just sort of when it comes to you?
Well, I mean, I think there's different ways. There's like inspirations there. You'll be walking around and you'll see something that will just spark something off in your head, and you just think it rather than physically write it. And it's quite good to do that when you're not really thinking about comedy and you just sort of relax and walking the dog or whatever, or out with the kids. I mean, that sort of thing. Or there's times where okay, I'm going to sit down 20 minutes on, I don't know, skiing, whatever. I'm going to write all the things about that I can think of and then take from them. So different methods, try different things. I always want to try different ways of doing it.
Yeah, because there's no right way or wrong way.
There's so many different ways of doing it. And some people write on stage, don't they? I don't really do that, but some people just do it as they go and take it up.
I mean, I used to write out like a complete script.
Yeah, no, same, absolutely same. I'd write it from start to finish, and I'd also make sure that, and in my head, I had to say exactly like that. And if I got a word out of place, I basically ruined it. So now I'm trying to be much looser and have like more bullet points, and I know the idea, I know the punchline. There's different ways of kind of getting there, so you can kind of use slightly different words, or you might interact with somebody. It's a verbal communication form, right? It's a verbal.
100%, because you don't type how you talk.
You don't. It's different. So, and as a writer, that's one of the challenges, I think. So I'm used to writing, in my job, and that's kind of what I do. So I have to be aware that sometimes my jokes might just sound like written jokes rather than being performed, because performing doesn't really come naturally to me. That's the craft that I'm trying to learn.
Well, so there was that guy the other night, no, last night, who I think it was the second time ever doing comedy, and his jokes were okay, but he had a natural stage presence.
Was this the guy with the guitar?
No, he was brilliant though.
He was good, wasn't he? Because I think that was Spence. He was really good, really funny, really good with the guitar, but he had loads of presence as well. He was charismatic. Yes. I know the guy you mean. I think his name was maybe Jake. He was quite nervous before he'd done it for a while. And he
Irish.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking of him. Somebody else, but similar sort of thing. But you're right. That sometimes people with not the greatest material can do really, really well because they're charming and they're affable and they deliver it well and they spark off with the room. And like I said, the jokes might not be amazing, but their personality really comes through.
Well, that's something like in comedy. Like I think everyone should start off in stand-up, but you might end up becoming a writer. You might end up doing skits and stuff because you might have the stage presence, but you might have the writing capability, or vice versa. To be honest,
exactly.
Let's try it and write a joke then.
Okay, I thought I got away with that.
No, same here. To be honest, I can literally just exposing myself naked to people a little bit here. I'm trying to think. So how would you start it?
How would I start a joke? Well, I'll start
now, every comedian watches, you know how hard it is when someone goes, be funny.
Well, I'll probably start with a subject. Like if I was doing it this way, I might put a subject in the middle, like, I don't know, let's say football. So I'd write down football, and then I'd like maybe do like a spider chart thing and write off some ideas about that. Like, I don't know what you could say about football now.
I don't know. So what you say, like away fans, expensive tickets.
Yeah, away fans, expensive ticket. Kids football, refs are terrible, aren't they? Because they get the refs get loads of abuse. You can just and then try and kind of connect the dots a little bit when you do it that way.
See, I literally want to cheat already because I've got a bit about football.
Yeah, so I've got some stuff in the bank as well that I haven't used. I was going to basically just say a joke that I've never said before. That's cheating.
Yeah. I was going to do the same, to be honest. Like mine is like when Eze, who got signed for Arsenal from Palace, on his first game they already had a chant ready for him.
What was the chant?
I can't remember. And I think it's made up also. But, it sounds believable, so I'm going to stand by
Yeah.
it. You know, that's what I'm going to do like comedy. Like when I do that bit about there was that girl called Lucy who got arrested for taking poppers into Saudi Arabia. That's a lie,
Yeah, yeah.
but it sounds good enough. But it's not stirring anything that
That's
like
I think that's an interesting area though. It's like the truth in comedy, how much of it should be true or not. But this is something that I found out was like I was doing loads of like just sort of jokes, not really. Some of them were real, some of them weren't real. What I found was that the ones that were based on reality definitely seemed to connect more with the
yeah.
audience. There was a sort of truth in it. I think I found it easier to talk about. So now I'm definitely veering towards doing more stuff that is based on reality, based on my experiences. Now, like I do a lot about my like kids, that sort of stuff, and like car or whatever, just my life. But it seems to work better than just like a joke about a made up funeral or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, my favorite type of comedy is storytellers,
Yeah,
maybe because I am one, and I really need to incorporate more about my own life.
yeah. Well, the thing you do that I quite like when you talk about weight. That's funny. Talk about your twin. I really like your twin stuff. That's really nice. So that's the stuff. And that's the stuff that I kind of remember from what you do because it feels real, feels like honest, and that's I think that's I like that as well. When
Yeah,
people
when you feel like you've learned something about the comedian, also.
yeah, you take a bit away. So I think I enjoy those comedians a lot when you feel like they're actually opening up and telling you a bit about their life. You can
Are there
remember.
any bits in your life that you would never do on stage because it's yours?
Yeah, and I'm not going to tell you what they are, but yeah, yeah, I think so. I do stuff with my kids, and you have to be kind of careful with that. 'Cause it's not really fair, is it, to talk about their lives too much? But I'll tell them the jokes, like saying, if they're happy,
Yeah,
we'll do that.
I feel
Um,
like yeah. So my, I mean, yeah, like you absolute out your kids like one of their like most insecure deformities they've got that the world hasn't seen.
be a bit mean, wouldn't it, to do that? And
Yeah,
I think it could cause a problem further down the line in terms of my relationship with them, which I don't really want to. Yeah,
yeah. So when my son was 6 years old, he accidentally killed the babysitter.
yeah. But I think you have to be mindful of your relationships. I don't do much about my. I don't talk much. A lot of people talk about sex a lot, and I don't know. It's not a subject that I particularly go into. I don't know why. I don't know. I not some those want to talk about a great deal. I'm much happy to talk about sort of family, and I like dark stuff, but I sort of veer away more from filth. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't talk about sex. One thing I do like about the UK in comparison to America and Australia, which is funny because the Aussie comic he did it yesterday to sort of solidify my thoughts on this. We don't talk about drugs.
Yeah, I think there's loads of drug stuff out there.
No, no, but one is like they'll be like I just smoked a joint before coming on stage.
Yeah,
I see the line. They're so open about their recreational activities.
I don't know. I think there's quite a lot of drug stuff out there.
I think there's, but I don't think we talk about it on stage. Or maybe I've just thought like,
I think I've seen a lot of people talk about coke. Quite a lot of coke jokes on stage.
but I'm now instantly picturing an Essex lad.
Well, we had a few of those in an audience not so long ago as well, right?
Yeah, it was a bit of a Charlie scene, wasn't it?
That was a tough crowd, but it was fun. You get a different mixture, don't you, of people?
But I
So
know another one of Ben's gigs. There was like, I don't know why. Is it just Essex or does he like purposely go for sniff heavy pubs?
maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't think last night was too bad, but the one before there was definitely a bit of that going on.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was saying, yeah, it was like the cubicle was like Noah's Ark, weren't it? We're all going in two by two. It was a gay bar. Like,
I was nervous before that one because I thought that could kind of kick off, but it was actually fine.
I thought
Generally,
it was fine, but I remember like on that one, the the black, oh, what's his name? Black guy, Jonathan. He was there your last night also.
David.
David. I'll do two bits on him actually. One of them was he did a joke on his first bit and it died, and it was like he went to the whitest crowd in Essex. Oh, I didn't realise this was an EDL meeting.
I know.
And it was just like, oh, mate.
It was funny. He did it last night. It went really well.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. I think he chose the right moment after a laugh,
Yeah, exactly.
not not during silence.
He was good last time.
And it was, I said to him, I was speaking to him yesterday, I was like, look, if you ever want to jump on the pod, he was like, oh no, I'm not an interesting person.
Oh man, of course. I mean,
It broke my heart a little bit. But I was like, but also, you want to be a comedian, mate.
exactly. I mean, you're an interesting person. Just the very fact that you stand up there and do it, want to make people laugh, is interesting. And what motivates people to do that, I think, is fascinating because people have different reasons for doing it, don't they? You know, there's loads of different. What
What
sometimes
What's
ego.
your reason? Like you've come back 3 times.
Yeah, I the reason why I do it is I, I've always I enjoy the writing process. I wanted to. I thought I could do it. You know, I thought I could make people laugh, and the feeling of making people laugh is just the best feeling. So when
Yeah.
you've got a room of people and everyone's happy and engaged and listening and attentive and having a laugh, that is the best feeling. And when you've done it, I don't know, you get a buzz, don't you? I get a buzz that sticks around for a while, and it's I find it actually talking to my wife about it the other day. I was like, it's just really good for like mental health
Oh,
because
100%. Cheap man's therapy.
I think it's gone to like writing is good because it obviously focuses your mind onto doing something creative.
Yeah.
And then the performance is you get a massive buzz out of it, and I get more of a buzz out of that than anything else. Love it, love that feeling.
So, I say, what do you get out of comedy, and what does the comedy world get out of having you in it?
Well, I probably get more out of it than the comedy world, I suspect, but I think like I say, I get a very positive feeling from doing it. An enjoyable thing. I kind of want to see. I want to. I think I want to show that you can do stuff a little later in life. You know, this comedy is great. It's very open. I think, isn't it? You can get people from all walks of life, all ages doing it. You don't have to be 21 years old.
Yeah.
You do it whenever you want to. What does it get from me? Um, that's probably a question for other people to answer, isn't it? But I think I did some quite good observational jokes. Think quite funny. Think I don't know. I think I'm quite a good joke writer, but I'm improving, getting there.
Okay, go. I'll do it. I mean, you're great to be able to deal with. You're a good laugh. You're friendly, and yeah, good observational comic humor from a different perspective I've not seen before. So there you go.
Yeah,
I'll get you out the panic on that bit one.
thanks, mate. I do think it's important to be supportive, actually, because and a, a lot of comedians as individuals can kind of be sort of outsiders. I think just naturally because you sort of just view the world kind of on your own, but there's a strange camaraderie between comedians that I actually quite enjoy now. It's really lovely when you go around, you see someone you sort of gig sort of a few months ago, and you sort of catch up in that on that evening. It's a nice little community.
It truly is almost like I love the term comrade as well
Yeah,
because you're not band of brothers, but you're in the foxhole together.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? Like you see people like Adam who gigged yesterday, long haired guy.
oh yeah,
That's the third time I've seen him. I'm talking to him like he's my best mate.
yeah. Well, you are for that sort of evening, aren't you? You know, and then you might not see him again for 6 months.
Yeah.
You're going to catch up. But yeah, that's nice. I love all that. And some people you never see again, but there is a
Well,
real
there are some out there who are complete wallies, and I think there's a lot. The one thing I wasn't ready for in comedy, and I'm sorry if anyone is this, I hate the stereotypical drama students.
you know, I don't hate them, but I think there are definitely different types of comedians, and there are writers, and I would fall into that camp, and there are definitely performers, and they're much more exuberant, perhaps, and natural on stage. But there's different ways of doing it. No, but there's some really good ones. To be fair,
What do I fall under?
I think you're more of a writer, aren't you? I mean, you do have a lot of personality. To be fair, that you bring a lot of energy that you bring to the stage. I think you do some pretty clever, thoughtful jokes. To be fair, so I'd say you're more along that side. How would you? Now I'm asking questions. Now I'm going back to my north.
Uh,
There's somebody here. We go. I've been heckled. Luna's heckled.
what would I say I am?
Right.
I do like writing the jokes, but then I don't know. I love being on stage. I love the performing, but that's only become more and more recent.
Yeah. My dog
Uh,
distraction.
yeah, I was yeah, more but with doing the pod, my writing has slowed down so much.
Has it? Yeah. Well, you got this is a big part of your life now, isn't it? Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, what you're doing them every day. It's a hell of an output.
yeah. Well, the plan was to do it every day for a year.
Yeah. Well, and
And
that it.
that gave me to episode 356
Yeah.
of 300. Oh,
365.
it's not a leap year, is it? I'm not.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. A few days off.
yeah. And then I wanted to then go and do America and then Australia.
Oh my God, you're going global.
That was the plan, but the plans also changed again because I was going to move up to Inverness next year, but I'm now looking at moving to Stoke and doing this as a live, like face-to-face one, 3 times a week in front of an audience.
What is attracting you to either Inverness or Stoke as places to go? Does it work or what?
Cost
Family?
effectiveness.
Yeah, yeah,
Cost effectiveness. I'm semi-retired at 33, fortunately enough.
that's a very nice position
But
to be in.
I've sold my businesses, so
Yeah,
just yeah, I don't want to. I can't afford to live in London, so
yeah.
like I said, you get in Inverness like a 3 bedroom lodge for about 110 grand.
Very nice part of the world, but it's a long way away, isn't it? It feels like.
Well, that's my truth. My twin is a doctor, and he lives up there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And my mum's moving up there. My older brother's moving up there next year.
Oh, okay. So you've got,
So
yeah,
that was the plan. But also Stoke because a lot of my friends I've made through comedy. Shout out to Kim Spitfire and Josh and Kimmy. They're all from around that way, and I think the North is absolutely killing it in comparison.
yeah.
Like, how do you find different areas for
Well,
comedy?
I've not done loads. I mean, I've mainly focused on doing stuff in London.
Well, let's
So
just say London versus Essex then.
very different. I mean, really different. And Brighton as well is the other one I do, which is again quite
Where?
Brighton. Done a few.
Okay. Whereabouts in Brighton?
I've done.
Heads Comedy Club? Onions?
And the only one I've only done one club. What's it called? I've
Media?
done See You Next Tuesday, which
Yeah.
is quite delightful, and I've done Magic Mug Day one, and they're
Magic
both.
Man, that is Heads, isn't it? Oh,
That is nice. No, it's at the Oh, what's the club called? I can't remember what it's called now. But they're at the same place. It's a really nice club down there. It's got a green room and everything. Dead posh, lovely. I've done that a couple of times. Yeah, they're fine. I mean, I struggled with Brighton at first. I thought oh, I'm not really very good. They're not going to like me. I went into quite a negative attitude. But people are people, aren't they? You know, you can make
yeah.
people laugh.
I'm not a fan of the green rooms.
Do you not like it?
No,
No.
because I feel like I'm missing out.
You can still watch from the wings though. You want to be in a
Yeah.
match?
But no, I like being an audience member also.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, I mean, I quite like I like both really. I quite like green room. Feels quite professional, doesn't it? Sometimes.
so I've got London versus Essex. What are the pros and cons?
Well, I mean, I've not done loads of either, but I would say um, you can probably get away with more in Essex. I would say you can probably push it a little bit harder and not worry so much about offence potentially. But then I don't know. Yeah, I'd say it's a bit rougher and readier in Essex.
Yeah.
The ones that I've done, bit London feels a bit more of a. So, I mean, the ones I've been to a bit more sort of safer space sort of type thing. You know, like the kind of supportive, non-heckling sort of vibes. So different kind of experiences.
Yeah, completely. I love gigging in Essex.
Yeah,
I did Southend last Friday, done that this week. And I prefer it like because I don't know. Like I said, I'm fortunate enough I'm doing Top Secret in November. Fortunate enough to be doing that, but that'll be the first gig I've done in London in about 2-3 months.
yeah,
Because
yeah. I like the London ones. I think they're just fine. I did a great one. I do quite a few G and B. I've always liked
is that
those.
bringers? Are they bringers though?
They bring us. They bring us. Well, but there's kind of ways around that. You can be your own bringer for a night, or you know, sometimes you can like get a pass if you live outside of London. So there's ways
But,
around that.
I
I'm
mean,
not
I try not to talk about bringers anymore because they boil the rage inside me.
you're not a fan, are you? But I don't
I'm
think
not a fan, Matt. I'm not a fan.
I don't have a problem with them particularly. I have to say I've done quite a lot. Did one on Monday, Too Far Comedy, which is always a very good night, and it was brilliant. It was such a good night. There was loads of people in there, loads of people who were just they were bringers, but it was it was fun. It was a great, really packed room, really good atmosphere, like a good night. So I think bringers can be really really good nights. Not always, but they're neither neither are non-bringers. But I haven't got a problem with them. I think it's a place for them.
And
It's a pain in the arse.
my principle is that I just think it's like I don't know is it just false laughter? I mean, like, I've told this story 100 times over. Um, I probably the first one just left a bad taste in my mouth. I applied for a bringer spot but I didn't want to bring any friends or family because they've never seen me do comedy and
Yeah.
I like having the separate lives. You know,
Yes.
like Hannah, what's a good name? Not Hannah Montana, whatever. Fuck, I'll call myself. Don't know why I went for that instead of Batman. I I should have done more like Batman.
Well, that says more about you,
Why
maybe.
don't, why don't, is he go to Hannah Montana? For fuck's sake. Is it Hannah Montana, Hilary Duff, best of both worlds?
I think I might be showing my age here now. That might be a little bit
That
after.
was actually my karaoke song, believe it or not, best of both worlds. One of the all-time greats
I'll believe it.
of my singing career. But when I applied one, I was like, look, I'm not. Look, I can't bring anyone. But I was like, look, I'm a good crowd member.
Yeah.
I'll participate, and
I laugh for two people.
I literally wrote in the email. I was like, look, but look, listen, if I'm getting a training, I'll stick 10 pints.
Yeah.
So your bar will be happy.
Yeah.
Oh no, you need to bring somebody. It's about the seats. And then I responded, be like, okay, but I'm a fat prick. I'll take up 2 seats if you want. No response.
I suppose for the drinking though, and well done for drinking 10 pints now. It's quite a commitment. I don't think that the promoter's not going to make any money out of that anyway, are they? That's the thing. The pub mice, there is a happiness for them, but they want. I know they want. I guess they want bums on seats, right?
But that's I didn't understand what the deal was, because surely, I guess like because I owned a pub, and I was like, okay, well I've got someone coming in guaranteeing
Yeah.
buy 10 pints in London. Well, that's 70 quid.
Yeah. So the pub's happy.
Yeah.
The promoter needs people.
Yeah, but sure.
It helps their relationship, I suppose, with the pub, because obviously the more drinks the pub sells, the happier they are.
Yeah, that's and I didn't understand the deal with it, and yeah, I'm saying maybe it's because I haven't got actual anyone who would want to come watch me do comedy.
Well, I mean, I struggle with Bringer sometimes as well for that, because I don't really want my friends or family coming until I'm like half decent, which may never happen. But I try to get other kind of comedian friends to come along and support in that way, because that's quite a nice way of catching up with people. And I don't mind being a bringer sometimes. It's quite nice just to go to a show and just to watch comedy rather than have to kind of that slight feeling of like, okay, what am I gonna do? How's it gonna go? You can just watch it. You can relax a bit more. It's nice. It's nice to be an audience member sometimes.
I was at the moment I'm writing a script at the moment.
Yeah.
And basically I don't know why, because I just think it'd be quite just trying my different types of writing, and it's my plan was to be an eight episode, and it's 5 comedians trying to make it.
Yeah.
But more like like an in betweeners, fresh meat type one, and one of them like I think episode 1 is Bringer.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
like like you've got your start. I know 3 comedians, but like one's a hot girl, one's like a wacky guy, and then one's me, and like the Bringer lets you down last minute. So I have to go around town, trying to find anyone. I end up bringing a homeless guy in to do it.
Yeah.
Who ends up, do you know what I mean, just like heckling me and like being shit. But like the fit comedian, she goes out, and 2 minutes later she's got like 20 people as her bringers.
It's good. I like this. This could work. I like the idea of it. Yeah.
Oh, and because I thought do one episode. Episode 2 is going to be Gong Show.
Oh yeah, I've not done a gong show actually. That's something.
Where like Joe, I go on stage and it's just silence. The whole, like you could just do such awkward comedy.
Yes.
And then just have a breakdown on stage, and as you're having the breakdown, people put their cards back down because they want to listen.
We want to see this in public. Yeah, we want to see your life fall apart in front of our eyes.
So at the end of it, the 5 minutes goes through, and you hear the celebrations, and it's just the comedian crying on stage.
What do you think about gong shows? Are you a fan?
I am. I like them. Okay. Once again, there's yin and yang on them. So, actually, fuck you, Matt. You're the one being interviewed. What's your thoughts on gong shows?
Am I asking you questions again? Sorry. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on gong shows?
I've never done one, and I will do like next year, but I will get a few more under my belt first. I don't know. I mean,
why is that?
Why haven't I done them yet?
Yeah.
I just want to get a few more gigs under my belt.
But why?
It's to feel more comfortable with material and with what I'm doing. Just like be a bit. I like to be in control, so I'd like to go up there with like pretty solid stuff and feel.
Would you care if you got gonged off?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't want to get gonged off. I want to do well. But if I got gonged off, it'd be fine. I'd laugh about it, and that's probably likely to happen. But obviously, but with all these things, isn't it? You want to do well. You want to have a good night. You want to make people laugh. You want to succeed.
Well, I'll do a question now. Do you know what my first comedy show ever was?
I do, because I've done my research as a journalist into a podcast with me. your first show was the Comedy Store King Kong, wasn't it?
In Gongcha, yeah, about 300 people.
Yeah, that's mental. You should not do that. I mean, anybody who's watching this and doing stand-up comedy, that's not the way you start.
No,
That's
it's
crazy.
really. Actually, no, I challenge that. I think it is the way to go because it. Okay, because once again, like my how I opened my set yesterday. Can I get 3 cheers for Labour? Can I get 3 cheers for Keir Starmer? Start off at rock bottom.
Well,
Start off at the worst case scenario.
I think the thing is though, you've obviously had taken that experience and carried on. I think a lot of people would have done that and gone, no way, never again. But then to be fair, a lot of people do that after first gig anyway.
Yeah, yeah, you like they do catch the bug. But the bit as like you have bits in your comedy journey that live in your head rent free.
Yeah, they do. It's
And
fun.
the one was from that night. Because obviously my name's Daniel Farr. The compare. She was like, oh, was his name Daniel Farr or Fart because he was shit? Whole room erupts. You know, you're just waddling back to the crowd.
And if you can, yeah, I know, just like feeling sad, wanting to go home. But if you can bounce back from that,
Yeah.
then the thing is, you've got to take the knocks, haven't you, along the way? It's part of the toughening up process. And I've had some ones where it's like, I remember doing a gig, my first G&B one, and it was like, it was a like growing old disgracefully show because I hadn't done it before that. I was like, oh, I'm a bit older, I'm over 40. I know how to be. Can and they thought, why don't you try this one out? An over 40 show for older people. I was like, fine. And it was a good night, and everyone was like sort of smashing it. And I went up there and basically died and didn't go very well. So I was like, what? My stuff is good. Why is it going so badly? And I just sort of didn't have an amazing night. And it stays with you. But then you sort of turn it into positive. Oh, they didn't think I was old enough. That's
Oh
what it
yeah,
was.
that's
That's what
that's
it
the
was.
problem. Yeah.
Not my joke. It's just I'm
Well,
just
who's this
youngster.
hipster trying to imposter?
Exactly. You don't look like you're old enough. What are you doing on this stage? Get out of it. So that's clearly what it was.
I mean, do you worry about bombing now, and how would you get over it?
Not really, because it happens, and it's just. Well, I think whether you have a great show or a bad show, you have to kind of just forget about it quite quick. Like on Monday, I had an absolute cracker, but you can't live with that. You've got to just go and do the next one. And if you
Yeah.
bomb, you've got to just go and do the next one. So
Yeah.
I think either way, you can't hold on to it for too long.
I mean, what's your I've never asked this question. What's your definition of bombing?
Um, that's a good question because you could say like total silence, but it's rare you're going to get total silence.
Yeah.
I suppose it's just like a much under expected reaction to what you're used to. So it's like it's that awkward. It's when you sense the awkwardness, isn't it, between yourself and the audience, and that distance seems to grow as the set goes on, and you just can't pull it back. You feel them sort of just drifting away. Like I don't like this guy. I don't like what he's saying to me. When is he going to leave? That's the feeling. It's like okay, that's bombing. I think.
Yeah, it's
How
like
would you describe
you
it?
look, you're only 2 minutes in. You look again. Somehow you're only 1 minute in. The clock's gone back.
Yeah, when 5 minutes was like a really long time, that's
Yeah.
definitely.
But
Yeah.
then the other ones, I said I only did a 7 minute yesterday, and it went in seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I did 7 yesterday. I normally do five. It's quite nice to do a bit longer to try stuff. And it was.
hey, how long did you do?
I did seven as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's just under. I'm normally doing five, so that was like that. I try and like out of each gig, try and get something positive out of it, right? Whatever it is, or like a target. And like yesterday, he was like, "Okay, I'm doing seven. That's the thing.
Yep.
Take that, and then the next one will be a new joke. Let's see how that. I tried a few new jokes yesterday as well. They did all right, so that was good. So
Yeah, I tried couple new ones yesterday.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we've got to drop a few new ones in.
Yeah.
They
Well,
worked well.
but then yeah, I was like, I know you said like you got to try and get something out of every gig. And I think
Yeah,
like sometimes it's so easy. I'll give you an example. Like me last night, I did I started off with material I know is going to hit. Did that. Then I tried a new joke that didn't land. So I was like, right, shit, I don't want them to think I'm bad. Let me go back to my safe comedy again.
yeah, yeah. You've got, but that's the more you do, the more sort of bankable stuff you've got that that you can lean on.
Yeah.
If the new stuff isn't working or some stuff isn't going down very well.
But I had other stuff I wanted to try, but I was then scared to try it because I didn't want to give like 3, 4 bad bits that weren't fully done
Yeah.
yet.
I think that's quite sensible, though, isn't it? As well, if you feel like you need to get the you know, I think with new stuff, I try not to do like a whole new set. Really, I normally do try and push it in the middle a little bit, like open with something pretty strong, finish the stuff that you think is going to work as well, and then work some stuff in the middle.
Because I think the way about doing new stuff, and maybe it's just because I'm a newer comedian, I don't want them to think I'm shit, even if I'm never going to see him again.
Well, no, we all want to be loved, don't we? We want to be
Yeah,
liked. But I think most audiences think you're going to be shit anyway. So you got to surprise them. I mean, I think generally at open mic, people would go in there thinking they're probably not going to be very good, but I hope they are. They want you to do well, but they're not. Their expectations aren't that high.
yeah. That was last night. I'd say some were good last night.
What the
Comedians. I was upset Duncan went home. Really annoyed about that.
I don't think he was well, was he?
No, he was like one of my first. He taught me a lot actually about like workshop. I've had him on, and yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think he was feeling well.
No, I saw him do a G&B one. It was funny. Like,
Yeah, I was interested. Okay, one. Okay, before I do the normal questions, one I like asking. Obviously, being a journo, AI is probably incorporated into your life a little bit now, unfortunately.
hmm, a little bit. Try and avoid it because I'm a dinosaur, and it's a threat. But I don't use it a huge amount because it's totally uncreative, isn't it?
So,
So,
does AI have a place in comedy?
no, I don't think so. It's a creative process. You need to write it. It needs to come from here. You got to do it yourself. The only time I've used AI, and so I must confess I have used it, is when I've written some one-liners like puns and that sort of stuff, and I've just fed it into like the AI on my phone, and they give you wonderful feedback. They like it, and then try some really dark shit and see if they go for that as well. Like, oh my god! So to try and shock AI. So yeah,
Oh, I've never. Okay, I'm gonna try and shock because I've got my joke that I love. Um, I like it's like it's right now. Like my nan's dead. She died of a cervical cancer.
yeah.
I always thought she was a rotten cunt.
Yes, that's yeah. Let's see how Siri responds. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, I'm actually gonna do that. Yeah, I've never used. I'll expose myself. I've never used AI to write comedy in my
No,
life,
it's not. That's not
but
writing, is it?
I did write it to do the description for this podcast.
Okay, well, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? So I work with people who work in PR, sort of do writing like workshops with them, and they're starting to use it now to write headlines. I think it's a bit of a slippery slope. It can speed things up for you, but
Yeah,
I think writing, it's certainly in comedy, it's about you and your feelings and your
yeah.
like you connect with the world.
Uh,
You can't do that.
I make shorts from every episode I do now,
Yeah,
and I use this bit of kit called Vizard, and I just put the video on, and it shits out about 30 shorts, all with cut, the writing in the middle, best bits with all the head taglines, everything. And I was like, well, that's probably just stolen about 50 jobs,
no, that's the thing, isn't it?
but it's not my job.
That's it's fine.
To be
Yeah,
honest, I know that sounds horrible, but yeah,
yeah,
like.
yeah.
No, I mean, but I do think yeah, it never will have a place in comedy because I've typed it to write out jokes. And I was like, this is awful. But then, is it awful because it's not coming from your perspective?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's you. The comedy comes from an individual, doesn't it? It's like the way you see the world, and that's like the human bit. That
It's like, did you see? Did you end up chatting to that fat Irish bloke last night? I
was
think he
he?
ended up
He
calling him most people. He stank as shit,
I
and
don't. So,
he was like, "Oh, so you're a comedian?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, and then he like trying to tell you a joke,
oh yeah, that's
and
always.
do you know what? You know when someone starts telling a joke, and it's like a minute in, and you're like, I mean, this is how people must feel about me. Like the juice must be worth the squeeze. Come on, mate.
I
But
know. I
there's
like.
no generically. So it was like there was an Englishman, Irishman, and a Scottishman on a plane, and he was
Right.
like, I know the tag already.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you should do that one in your comedy. But it's like there's no
Just you got to just smile politely, haven't you? That's
yeah. But it's like there's nothing about that makes you stand out. I think anybody can go up there and say not jokes.
Yeah, but there's no. I mean, do you know what I find interesting at the moment? Actually, is there seems to be like a move towards doing tribute act comedy. Like there's people doing like Peter Kay tribute and people doing Lee Evans tribute. I find that just the most bizarre
Uh,
thing. It's,
bro,
have you not heard, you heard this? You seen
no,
this?
how can you do tribute act to a comedian?
There is. This is like a thing now. People are doing it.
That can't be a thing.
So have a look. There is. There's tribute acts out there. There's a Lee Evans one. I've not seen any yet, but I've seen them being advertised. There's definitely a Peter Kay one. There's someone doing David Brent, isn't there? He goes on stag do's. It's like David Brent as
Yeah,
well.
no, David Brent, I understand. Okay, look, David
It's
Brent,
part
one,
of
I
the same
understand.
world. But it's part of the same. It's part of the same sort of thing. You're just copying. It's just a copy job. You're not really adding anything. And I think,
Because David Brent is a character. Like I will challenge you. David Brent. Well, I can understand.
right,
To go to a night where it's a Peter Kay tribute.
yes,
I am. That sounds absolutely ridiculous.
it does to me as well. And you don't want to see a covers act doing comedy, do you? Like I was speaking to the guy. I think it was Vince who had the guitar last night, and he was sort of saying he's
Vince.
primarily. I think it was Vince Taylor. He's a
Yeah,
musician primarily, and he was saying, these days most bands are just doing covers. Because one
yeah,
of the things he likes about coming to comedy is that everyone's doing original material. You
yeah.
know, generally. I mean, everyone's doing their own stuff, and that's what I like about comedy. It's all creative. It's all from the individual, and it should be new, and you shouldn't be doing. Because I think I'd never go and see a tribute comedy act. Why
No,
don't?
and that sort of taken me back a little bit.
Yeah, it's
What?
strange.
Where's the originality of that?
You're kind of like just earning a living of somebody else's creativity, aren't you?
Yeah.
Which
And,
is same as a tribute band, perhaps. I don't know. But,
um, see, I don't know why I feel tribute bands are different.
yeah, I kind of instinctively do as well. It seems like a bit of fun, maybe. I don't know, but no,
Yeah,
is it?
because I don't know. Because I guess I don't know. With tribute musicians, you you know their songs. I'm trying to compare them.
Maybe you should get a tribute act on the pod and give them a grilling and see what they've got to say about it. You know what I mean?
Well, I tried to invite. I invited nearly every single person in London who runs a bringer night, but not one of them came on. So
Well, they think people are worried about sort of being asked for difficult questions.
yeah,
That's a shame because a good combative interview is good.
yeah.
Good.
No, I wouldn't mind like the challenge. So
Yeah,
I'm still. I look. I'm dying on this tribute comedy acts.
yeah,
Like I'm trying to. So what? Like it'd be. So okay. So let's say hypothetical. Okay, I'll go Ricky Gervais because he's the one I've seen the most. He's
yeah,
got about 6, 7 specials.
yeah.
Would they just go do one special, or would they do almost like a greatest hits?
Well, I don't know. I've not seen one, but the one I heard what my dad went to see recently was a Lee Evans tribute act at some working man's club he went to. And I think it was like a 20-30 minute set of some of his stuff. And Lee Evans I don't think he does stand up, does he, anymore at the moment?
No,
So
I don't.
and
I think
it's
he does.
physical, so I can kind of sort of see why that might be fun. But yeah, it's not the same, is it? Yeah,
I just
it is out there.
no. That's actually a quite. Well, so the one nice thing about comedy is that it's you on stage. You've gone up. You wrote the theme tune. You sing the theme tune.
Yeah.
Like
And
all the accolades go to you, and also all the infamy goes to you.
and that's the great thing, isn't it? It's instant. I do like I write a lot, and you don't get instant feedback from that. You have to wait till someone says, "Well, that was a shit article, wasn't it?" Or well, that was all right. But with comedy, it's like you get a laugh, you don't get a laugh, instantly whether that's worked, which is a really good feeling.
100. So,
Bit
what do
more.
you want out of comedy? Like I know I said like so. At the moment you're doing fives, sevens, couple of tens.
Yeah.
Like, what's the end goal for you?
What is my aim out of it? Well, I kind of want to document it, so I might try and write a book about it at some point as well, about my kind of experiences as a kind of slightly older comedian taken to the stage and what I've got out of it. So I might try and get that out of it. But I want to keep doing it. I was speaking to another comic last night, and the joy is instant, and that's what I like out of it. So I haven't really got like a 3 year, 5 year plan. I've got a few things I want to do. Like next year, for example, I want to do some gong shows, do a few competitions, see how we get on with those. I do. There is some sort of progression in mind, and I'd like to one day get paid to have done comedy. That would be nice.
Okay.
That would be a nice thing. So yeah, I've got a few goals that I want to tick off, but no
Yeah, I
real.
think to make a living out of it now is I know it seems like I know like you tried it 25 years ago. Is it seem a lot more saturated now?
it's so hard to remember because I literally did it twice.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I think everyone and everyone's a comedian now.
But definitely, there's loads of people doing it. It's unbelievable. It's like, every time I do a gig, there's people I haven't seen before. There's just so many people who are up there. What did we have last time? 12 acts, maybe? But I hadn't seen half of them. And
Yeah.
I'm also quite surprised generally about how good it is. I think there's a lot of really good comedians out there.
See, I thought that when I started out, I can't lie, I thought, fuck me, everyone's good. Now I'm 5 months in, which I know I'm still new, I'm still fresh. I look at people now, I'm like, no, like,
Yeah, yeah.
I challenge that. Like, the amount of times I just leave to go for cigarettes, it's like, no, I don't, this.
Um, I'm not. I don't, I'm just trying to think. You went for a cigarette during my set last night.
No, I didn't.
I know you didn't because you heckled me. That's right. Yeah.
Yes, I did. I went and hid. Oh, I went and hid behind the pillar after that. But that's what
I'm
it's
not
about
saying
having the laugh.
not saying that was funny. I'm not saying everyone's brilliant, but I'm saying I think generally there's some really good people out there doing it. I think there's some very good
I'm
comedians.
trying to remember what the heck it was. I can't. What was the joke? You're like, oh, my son did his first pedo joke. There's a. What do you call a paedophile?
I mean, this doesn't look well on me, does it? The one
No.
reference is like a paedophile joke. That's not all the stuff I do, but it was yeah, it was based on that, and you stepped in a funny punchline than my one. So
What do you call a paedophile? Dad.
yeah, that was basically it, which I'm not. But yeah, it was funny.
I'm going to come to every one of your gigs now and just shout that. Be like a Where's Wally type scenario.
Bit of material maybe being dropped fairly soon. Then in that case, we'll be doing stuff. I think.
That was like, yeah, gigging with a lot of different people, and like you find your community, you find your people quite quickly. I think that's so important in comedy to like, have the people to look forward to. Like first thing I did when I turned up last night, I said hi to Ben, gave him a little kiss, and then grabbed his ass as one does, and the first thing I did is check who's on.
Yeah, it's always nice, isn't it? It's nice to say, oh, there's 3 or 4 that I know. They're looking forward to seeing them. Not seen them for a while.
Yeah.
I say him because there weren't any women on last night, which wasn't ideal.
Yeah. But the second I saw Duncan Hart at the bottom, I ran over to the green room. I was like, oh shit, like, because like I think I've only ever spoken to him on camera and face value, so that was mad. Okay, I'll do my basic bitch ones, the ones I love asking.
Okay.
What time did you bomb the hardest?
Probably that one I told you about. That growing old disgracefully show, which went disgracefully for me. So that one, yeah.
What is the worst thing you've ever seen someone do on stage?
The worst thing I've ever seen somebody do on stage? Oh, okay, yeah. So I did a gig in Kentish Town, and there was a couple on that night. One just rambled and rambled and rambled for like about 12 minutes for his 5, and there were no punchlines. It was just a man having a breakdown on stage, which happens occasionally. And then another act that night came on and basically just started like really flirting quite hard with the audience to the point of it being awkward and uncomfortable. So that was, and that was like after that I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to do this anymore. So I kind of had a break because like this is just like a bit depressing, which happens I think sometimes. But got to lose back in. So that was like one of those times. Like this is weird.
Yeah, what were they doing? Like,
what with the flirting?
Yeah.
Just cracking on to people in the audience and then specifically honing in on somebody. And it was just like, this is not how it's supposed to be. You're meant to be making the room laugh and not just like trying to sort out your next date.
Yeah. See, I always think because I've flirted with the crowd a bit, but you can never go for the best looking people. You've always got to go for the grannies. You know what I mean? Because then you've got to make everyone feel loved.
Yes.
Like, if there's a 60-year-old lady there with big old knockers, you've got to talk about it. You've got to make them feel good.
Well, you can talk about it, I suppose, if you want. I probably wouldn't, but that's your own choice. You've got to get down there.
So, like, you can't be like, right, okay, the fit 21-year-old model I'm going to be nice to.
Well, no, that's
nice to everyone is what I was trying to sort of say more. Like, otherwise,
you can be quite seedy if you do that kind of. I think I still want to make people feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean, it's like I like audience interaction, but I don't think I don't really like when people try and make the audience feel uncomfortable. It should be you can poke fun, and if it's and especially if someone comes for you, definitely have a go back. But I think it should be everyone should be in it.
So how would you say your crowd work is coming along then?
Very, very new to it. Just starting to dip my toe into the water, but I like it in the sense that I wanted. I feel like at the start I was doing it was best days. I saw the audience like me against them. I've got to try and make them laugh and don't speak to me. I've got my stuff. I'm going to go through my
Yeah.
very scripted stuff, and hopefully you like it. Now I can feel looser on stage and like see the audience as part of the show. And then only in comedy is that the case, where the audience are part of it, and you have to use that energy and use the asides to improve things. It's better. It's much better when a comedian can like use the energy in the room.
The bit I was still worried about is it's still the element of the unknown.
That worries you.
A little bit, like I do closed questions and things like that, but I don't know. Like I'd never do that. So what do you do for a living?
No. I mean, that can be a bit boring, can't it? As well. So that's kind of a bit hack.
Yeah.
It's much better when it sort of happens more naturally. If something, it's like a glass breaks, someone coughs. I mean, you can respond to what's happening.
If someone drops a ball, smashing it already. Like
It's stuff that goes on. I think when it's I think people like it because it's in the moment and it feels live and it's spontaneous. That sort of stuff feels great. When it's sort of forced, I don't know, not so much.
Yeah, I understand that. What's been your favourite moment in comedy?
Oh, my favourite moment.
Besides gigging with me last night, obviously.
Well, obviously that was
Yeah.
right up there.
You peaked. You peaked, Matt. Sorry.
I don't, I don't know. Favorite moment. I've had some really good gigs where jokes have just landed. I'll tell you what. My favorite was. First time I got a clap. That's a really nice feeling. You
Yeah.
tell a joke and then you get a round of applause.
Yeah.
That's like okay. That feels really really good. And then also afterwards when someone comes up and says, "I really like this joke," it's like, oh wow, someone remembered because it's quite hard to remember jokes. I
Yeah.
mean, the set sort of flies by. And it's like, I really like to joke about this. It's like, thank you. That's you get a bit of those sorts of bits of feedback are really
Yeah.
valuable. So I say to anyone, like, if you can say that to a comedian, it's really well.
It means the world to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, how are you? Like people say to you, like, oh, I liked that bit, but have you tried this or trying to give you extra tags?
Am I open to feedback?
Yes.
I will definitely listen to it and be polite and say thank you very much. Whether I choose to, I think it's nice for people who are actually willing to give you ideas and share. That's a positive thing. Whether I'd use it or not depends how good it was, I suppose. But yeah, I'm open to it. I think it's a nice thing that people actually thought about it.
Yeah. I think I agree with, but I think it's got to be consensual feedback.
Yeah, yeah, I
Like,
think
I'll always welcome feedback, but don't just come up and tell me. Be like, oh, can I give you
yeah, it'd be a big
this
conversation.
or this?
If someone says you should do this, like no, that's not
Yeah.
really the right
Yeah.
approach,
You
is
should
it?
fuck
But
off. You're like,
exactly, it's like, well, maybe you should, do that
yeah,
yourself, try it out. But if they've like watched you, listened to you, understand your persona, what you're trying to do, have you thought about this maybe? Then that can be really helpful.
yeah. And also, I think as well, you've got to respect the person giving you the stuff. Like
Yeah,
you can't someone's like bombed the whole night who's done, like why Hitler was great, top 10 best hits, and do you know what I mean? Like that's
yeah,
his whole set that tries to give you a bit of feedback. Like they got to know your material, where you're coming from.
I think so. So it's useful if it's somebody that you know you've got a bit of rapport with, isn't it? I think.
So, have you tried doing the Nazi salute whilst doing your jokes about your children?
I just do that in the house, but I haven't brought that to the stage yet.
Not yet.
Maybe at
Not,
some time I will. No,
not quite.
I don't think that's. These days it doesn't seem popular, so I'm going to probably stay away from it.
It died out that one. But I'll end it with this one. The one I always end it with. Um, someone comes up to you. They never done comedy before. They're about to do stand up for the first time. They ask you for some advice. What would you give to them? And you can't say just do it.
Someone who wants to do stand up has never done it before. I would say um, pre- prepare. Make sure you've got punchlines. Make sure you know where you're going with it. So I'd say, yeah, go to the writing. Don't wing it. Do you know what I mean, like, make sure you really know what you want to talk about, and you know the sort of punches that you want to hit, and make sure you got a lot of them because you want to make sure you've got a steady flow and that you get them at a good pace. So just yeah, lots of punchlines, more punchlines, more punchlines. That gets you there. And when you go up there, just enjoy it and remember that if you do one, the next one will be it gets better every time you do it. So But right, yeah, I suppose it comes back to start. Do the writing, do the work.
Yeah, I think that's also prepare. Just right. It's not that hard. I mean, look back. Like I did a hack job last night because I had my phone on the table and I was like, right, I want to try that joke, that joke. That was hack. The fact that I had the
You
phone
weren't
there.
expecting to go on last night, were you? So it's a bit of a last minute.
No, but I should still know 7 minutes off by heart.
Yeah, I think preparation is key. You can't just get up. You can't just get up there and wing it. I don't think you've got to, have stuff in the bank. Um, everyone's like, oh, some people got there. They're so natural. Well, most people have done who are the really natural. They've done the work in the background. They've got the jokes. They know what they're doing, and that's why they look natural because they've put the hours in.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It looks like they're winging it. They're not. Everything is articulated and muscle memory to the core.
They know what they're doing, and
Really
that's
agree on that.
admirable.
Um, Matt, I don't know. Matt, cheers ever so much for coming on, brother. And when are you next gigging?
I've got a gig on Monday at the Star of Kings in King's Cross.
Okay.
G&B gig. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
When you next in Essex way?
Haven't got any lined up yet. I'm never coming back.
Never come. Thank fuck for that.
I
Well,
don't
if you
know.
do decide to come back, Matt, let me know. Yeah, I'll jump on
We'll
a
do
bill
the
with
new
you.
year. No, I look forward. Definitely do some more down there. It's good fun. I look forward to that.
I loved it as well. Cheers, man. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.
Absolute pleasure. Take care. All right. Cheers.